High fly ball, well hit, deep left, back, gone! There's a shot, high and deep to left by Betts. Mookie has done it again. There's another one. He smokes it deep, backing up then, kissing goodbye. The third home run of the ball game for Mookie Betts. From Southern California, the Red Sox go for 6 in a row as they take on the Angels in Game 2. Last night using the strength of 6 home runs to blow past the hosts, half of those by Mookie Betts. Hi, everybody. Beautiful night here. Wish you were here. I'm Dave O'Brien alongside former Red Sox Johnny Gomes and Garen Austin joining us in just a couple of moments. It was quite an explosion with the home run ball, Johnny, last night. Mookie Betts with 3 home runs against 3 different pitchers.
Coming into Anaheim Stadium, we knew the ball was flying, especially in that right center gap. Mookie took it in his own hands to start the ball game off with a 98-mile-an-hour low fastball that he was able to scoop out over Justin Upton's head. Let's try the slider. That didn't work. All the way to the bullpen. 2 swings, 2 homers. Let's go back to the heater. He probably doesn't think it's coming. Guess what? The hat trick on the positive side. 3 homers, 3 different pitches, 3 different pitchers. Extremely, extremely impressive.
Well, and now you're looking at history too, right? Tied for the most 3-homer games in Red Sox history with Ted Williams. Rather surprising that it's only Mookie and Ted to do that with the Red Sox. And 12 career leadoff home runs. That is a Red Sox all-time record. So every time you turn around, he's setting another record or tying one.
Huge fan of history of the game. Last year in Toronto, we watched Chris Sale, the fastest of 1,500 strikeouts. Fast forward to this year, we're watching Mookie do it on the offensive side. We're watching a 25-year-old rewrite the Red Sox record books. Pretty impressive.
On the topic of pitching, you got Rick Porcello going tonight, off to a great start. He's trying to get to 4-0 on the year. Last couple of times he's pitched in this building, he's gone all the way. Red Sox and the Halos coming up in Game 2. For deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your local New England Ford dealers. Very pleasant night here in Anaheim, California at the Big A. Great to have you with us tonight for game number 2. Let's find out what Garen Austin is working on for tonight's broadcast. Hey, Garen.
Hi, Obi. Well, tonight is a scheduled night off for Andrew Benintendi, and Alex Cora has said, although he does not believe in a personal catcher, there has been something that has been working for Rick Porcello and Sandy Leon. He said he noticed it during that final game of spring training. So once again, Leon is catching Porcello tonight. And what a win for the Sox last night. I talked to hitting coach Tim Hires about the offense and what a big night it was for Mookie Betts. And I also caught up with former Red Sox player and current Angel, Chris Young. That's all coming up later, OB.
Okay, Garen, thank you very much. We look forward to that. Here's a look at the Red Sox lineup. It's brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. It'll be Mookie Betts to lead things off. Then Hanley Ramirez, he's the DH hitting out of the 2 slot tonight. JD Martinez in left with Mitch Moreland at first base. Eduardo Nunez at second, Rafael Devers at third. Sandy Leon doing the catching with Jackie Bradley in center. And Zue Lin will be at short tonight against the left-hander Tyler Skaggs. He's 2-0, a 1.69 ERA.
Defense behind Skaggs. Ground ball pitcher is going to keep the ball down. Big curveball. Pretty similar to last night, of course. Cozart, the owner of a donkey at third base. Simmons, platinum, 1 platinum, 3 gold. Ian Kinsler at second. Valbuena holds down first base today. Outfield, similar as last night. Upton at left, Trout in center, Cahoon in right. And again, Skaggs on the mound, thrown to Maldonado.
The ups are brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Jordan Baker behind the plate, Jerry Lane at first base, Greg Gibson at second, and Vic Carapazza will be the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit Comparatoyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. Weather's perfect tonight. 64 degrees, clear skies, absolutely no threat of rain, and just a bit of a breeze out to center at 6 miles per hour.
Can't imagine that's a jab.
Maybe a little bit. You know, we're maybe still holding a little bit of a grudge over what we endured on the last homestand, but you know, those of us who were born and raised in New England, we're used to it. We have to stop whining about it, and it is going to pass. That's the great news. How about Mookie Betts last night? This place was still buzzing when everybody got here to the ballpark this afternoon over what Mookie did with the 3 home runs. He put on an absolute show. He also walked twice. He was on base 5 times.
Yeah, there's opening the eyes of us, opening the eyes of your team, your opponent. But when you open the eyes of the baseball world from one night of a performance.
And he does that several times a year, doesn't he?
And he does.
Hanley Ramirez on deck. Red Sox 14-2. The best start in the American League since 1987 for anybody in the American League.
So Skaggs tonight throwing from the left side. What you're going to see is an eye level change. You're going to see a high fastball, and he's going to back it with a big snap dragon, like to say curveball, which he can scoop in there for a strike, and is also a really sharp chase pitch that he can bounce on the plate or right behind the plate. Eye level change. When he goes high fastball, look for the off speed down.
And in there for a strike. He drops in a curve at 75. Now he's thrown a lot of pitches. He is 2-0, but a lot of pitches, over 100 in each start.
So Sosha is hoping for a lot of pitches late in the game from what that bullpen had to go through last night.
To the Gold Glover, and he's going to get him at first base on a close play. Mookie is out at first as he skipped the throw over there, 1 away. And Hanley next.
And what you like to see right there is Mookie Betts continuing to get down the line and playing the game right. That's his first out since being on the West Coast right here. 2 walks yesterday, 3 homers. Doesn't drop the bat, continues to play the game the right way, hustling down first.
Hanley hitting .327 with 3 homers, 15 driven in. Red Sox are the first team to start 14-2 since the 2003 San Francisco Giants, who would go on to win 100 games.
You're talking a lot about positive history with this ball club here.
6 home runs last night in a 10-1 rout. And there was so much talk about Shohei Ohtani and throwing 100 miles an hour and mixing in an unhittable split. Well, we saw 98-99, but we didn't see the unhittable split or any breaking ball, frankly, that he could land for strike. And when he came out after a couple of innings, they were talking about a blister.
Yeah, which is going to be parlayed into tomorrow. Like I mentioned, if he does have that blister, the last thing I'm going to want him to do is hit. And what you're going to see here is a lot of balls in the dirt. That was the fastball down. Right there, slider up, no feel for it. Coming back, slider up, same pitch, both balls, no command.
Sucked into left center field on the move. Trout, he's going to dive. He can't get it. It'll go all the way to the wall. Hanley taking off for second base. He hit a rocket. Trout leaving his feet, trying to make a spectacular catch, but couldn't get to it. And Hanley is quickly down to second.
That ball was absolutely scorched right there. You're talking about that high fastball. Got himself in a 2-0 count, driver's seat. Beautiful. Right here, that foot down early that you're starting to see. Remember back to last year and even previous, that big knee kick that would even get up to his belly button, create a little lateness. Foot down, on time as line balls to center. And there's that Mike Trout, not enough tonight.
Red Sox are #1 in the majors in runs per game. Hitting 6 runs a ball game. They also lead the majors in on-base percentage, doubles, extra base hits. They're #2 in batting average, 3rd in slugging, 2nd in OPS. You can go on and on.
They're basically triple crown plus the American League. In the top 5 in every offensive category.
JD Martinez at .271 with 3 homers. And they've all come in his last 9 games.
We're going to see if JD can bring that right center gap into play. Starting him off with 2 curveballs right there. Again, the eye level change. It's the first time he's gone 2 off speed. With Mookie and Hanley, he started that elevated heater on the outer half. Change the eye level, go to curveball back foot. It's behind right here, 2-0. Again, driver's seat, just like Hanley.
Skaggs, a local product out of Santa Monica, California. That's punch foul. He's 6'4", about 225, and 26 years old.
JD Martinez, the one thing when you guys are going to watch this guy over the course of the full season, you might see some mechanical changes on some guys. We just talked about Hanley now getting that foot down early. You'll see guys on the plate, off the plate. The only thing this guy changes is his uniform. This guy, you talk about repeating your mechanics night in and night out. Left-hander, right-hander, velocity guy, off-speed guy. This guy is a mirror image night in and night out. Really hard to do.
Obsessive about his mechanics. And the count goes to 3-1. Mitch Moreland in the on-deck area. He's at first base tonight. Different looking lineup with Hanley hitting out of the 2 spot. Eduardo Nunez hitting 5th. Zhu-Wei Lin in there tonight. He's been swinging a hot bat. He's batting 9th. 3-1.
Here's that curveball again that he threw. The first 2 were curveballs, that back foot. Elevated heater for the eye level change, and then chase curveball right there. That was a ball, so it could have been ball 4, runner on first and second. JD's still in good shape. He has seen the heater on the 2-0, and he has now seen 3 curveballs. So whatever happens right here, he's able to log a lot of information for his 2nd, 3rd, and possible 4th at bat against Skaggs.
Sox trying to get on the board right away against Skaggs and the Halos here. Here comes the 3-2. And he got him. He fanned him right back to that hook. 2 down.
There's that sharp hook I was talking about. You see pitch 4 right there is that elevated heater, and the rest he's going down. JD's going to walk in right now and log those curveballs, possibly watch it on video. He'll be all right. It was good to log that first at bat and see multiple pitches. 6-pitch at bat is always a plus.
It's a pretty nasty curveball.
It is.
It's got Drew Pomerantz written all over it.
Yes.
It was getting closer and closer, and of course, we'll be returning on this trip. Here comes Mitch Moreland now. He's hit safely in 5 in a row, Benning. 296, no homers yet. Although Mitch was launching in batting practice earlier here tonight.
As he does. Sneaky pop, like we like to call it. Sneaky pop.
Andy Ramirez at second. We're in the first inning. And the 0-1 from Skaggs. He missed with that, but barely. Good weather or bad, it's been crushing season for the Boston Red Sox. They have topped the 1904 and 1946 Red Sox for best 16-game start. At 14-2. And a 1-1. That's a bullet. That's going to bring it around. That's going to keep on rolling into right. Moreland takes the turn. The run is in as Hanley scores. He goes back to first base. Moreland with that RBI. And the Red Sox do strike right away.
That's just it right there. And as of this series and so far here, I guess in Alex Cora we trust. Who puts a left-hander fourth against the left-hander right here? Mitch Moreland staying on that curveball. The first two were away. See that front side stay in and rifle those hands through the zone. With that swing right there, it just looks like an everyday player. You just really got to tip your hat to the pro that Mitch Moreland is. Sat yesterday, did get a washout at bat late in the game, comes in, RBI knock right out of the gate.
So 6-game hitting streak for Mitch. He's on for Eduardo Nunez playing second base tonight. And kind of referencing your point about Alex Cora and like the Midas touch. It's really pretty remarkable because last night a lot of people were like, well, how come Lynn isn't playing shortstop? As hot as he is and as well as he's played, he put in Brock Holt because he liked the matchup against Ohtani. And what does he do? He winds up with 3 RBIs in the ball game. He blasts a home run. Fouled back by Nunez.
And we're going to fast forward to tonight with Benintendi not in the lineup. You could possibly think of maybe a lefty-lefty matchup. Not really the case. He hits them both. Parlay it right in just a token day off, but you replace him with another left-hander, which is kind of odd. But where it stands right now, in Alex Cora, we got to trust.
One to Nunez, and that's going to be knocked foul out of play to the right. Alex Cora said about the Red Sox, he said, we're playing good baseball, but the players on this team don't even know how many games they're winning. They just prepare and execute. Prepare and execute.
That's it. Come to work every day for the 9-inning ball game. If we got some free baseball later, we'll attack that. But the 9 innings ahead of you is what's most important.
Skaggs with a 1-2 to Nunez. He could have predicted that curveball was coming, but he missed with it.
This is that curveball. Looks like he wanted it in that back foot, kind of like he had JD going for those pitches. Up in the zone, got him a ball. Talking about pitch count, the golden number is 100. Offensively, what you want to do, the golden number per inning is 20. 20 pitches 5 times, 5th inning. That gets him to 100 into the bullpen in the 6th. Right here, 23, coming up on 24. We already got house money for 24 pitches just in the first inning.
Yeah, this is the way this young man has been pitching too. He's thrown 114 and 103 pitches in 2 starts. And he went 5 innings each time. He told reporters, I've got to clean that up. After his last start, 3-2, there goes the runner, and that's going to be ball 4. So he's going to have another long inning no matter what.
Yeah, it does look that way, and that is worst case scenario for the Angels, best case scenario for the Red Sox, because that bullpen used 5 pitchers last night, and they're taxed down there.
Here comes the first meeting. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, out there along with Maldonado and some of the infielders. Right in front of Rafael Devers, who just slaughtered a home run last night.
Yeah, and StatCast had this one actually going the furthest out of all of them. The youngest guy hits the furthest homer, and that is way back. Jackie was up there too last night. Brock Holt was down the line. Betts was all over the place left field. Man, they just car washed this place last night. And here it is, lefty-lefty matchup. Pretty impressive again that a young left-hander like Devers continues to get these starts against lefties. And as it stands right now, we call it reverse splits, where it actually hits lefties better than righties on majority of the time.
Again, I think tonight you're seeing a very intelligent approach by the Red Sox in the batter's box. And, you know, for all the after-game talk about Ohtani's blister, the Red Sox had a great game plan against him.
They sure did.
And made him work and made him show that he could not land a breaking ball. He could not land that splitter.
If you go back to his 2 previous starts against the Oakland Athletics, did really well, but there's a lot of balls that Oakland Athletics hitters swung at that the Boston Red Sox took to make him get back to the heater, base on ball, couldn't find his off speed, putting a lot of pressure on him.
They'll squirt underneath, runners trying to move up. Maldonado has no throw, and they'll both advance. Moreland into third, Nunez into second.
And this is a typical example of what you call getting crossed up. So right here you see Maldonado jump up. So he put down his fingers, multiple signs. He's thinking a fastball is coming. So he jumps up to catch it, and then boom, curveball down there. That's called getting crossed up, not on the same page.
Yeah, and you know, typically after a cross-up, Johnny, you would see a meeting between the catcher and the pitcher. But now you've got a limitation on him, right?
That's it. That would have logged 2 meetings within 3 pitches.
So they don't meet. And the count 2-0. Devers sitting pretty. Outfield playing deep. And a high pop-up behind third. Cozart going out, Simmons as well, and Cozart will make the play. Red Sox will strand a couple, but they get one right away. 1-0 Boston. Things off. Then it's Mike Trout, the 2-time MVP, Justin Upton in left. Albert Pujols, the DH. Calhoun in right. Cozart at third base. Luis Valbuena at first. Andrelton Simmons is at short, and Maldonado does the catching against Rick Porcello, presented by New England Audi dealers. 3-0, a 1.83 ERA. He has been outstanding. Right away, strike one on Kinsler, batting .294. He's always had good power. A couple of guys in this lineup have had success against Rick Porcello. Kinsler's one of them. He's 9 out of 20.
Yeah, like I mentioned, from 2016-17 till now, obviously the best numbers, the best start that he's had with the Red Sox. Not a velocity jump, not a new pitch, not necessarily moving on the rubber, which is a mechanical change for pitchers sometime. And like you see those first 3 pitches, he's just staying out of the middle. And there were some occasions last year that we saw where possibly he could have thrown a ball to walk a guy and get a better matchup. But such a bulldog this guy is, he continued to pound the zone, and it got him in trouble sometimes.
1-2 popped up. That'll twist foul, back out of play. Porcello held a no-hitter through 6 innings his last time out. It was against the Yankees. Left the ball game along with everybody else for the 45-minute rain delay, but he came back. Finally gave up a hit in the 7th inning. Line into right, in for a base hit. So Kinsler is on to start it for the Angels.
Defense behind Rick Porcello is going to get the ball in and get it in as fast as it can. Devers, of course, at third. Lynn showing up at shortstop. Nooney showing up at second base. Mitch Moreland, Gold Glove, first base, where he got an RBI knock. JD checking in left field. JBJ in center. Mookie Betts, right field. Porcello throwing to Sandy Leone.
Sends up Mike Trout, 273. He's already hit 6 homers. 13 runs batted in. Swinging away, pops a foul. That'll make the chairs.
Again, I was talking about David Price, left-hander, Porcello, right-hander. I was asking for David Price to keep the ball above the belt to get that high fastball and the off-speed down. Rick Porcello coming in from the right side, same approach. You got to get the ball above the belt. You got to get as many high strikes against these guys. These guys are the best at getting down there and scooping the ball for that launch angle. That's this huge word these days. We want to get those pitches up.
Base hit up the middle. Kinsler to second. Back-to-back singles here by the Angels. Kinsler and Trout in front of Upton.
Yeah, those are the nitro zone for those guys. Balls below the belt. And it's tough for pitchers. They've been taught down, down, down. But these days, these guys are rifling their hands down. Right up the middle right there. 2 good back-to-back swings. Nothing wrong. Stay out of the middle and trust yourself with an elevated heater and off-speed in the dirt.
Overall, Rick Porcello's numbers against the Angels are 6-7, a .587 ERA in 16 starts. More recently, though, at Angels Stadium, he's been very tough. Back-to-back complete games, in fact, here. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. Started him with a curve.
It's a good 0-0, new look right there. He's gone fastball to the previous 2 batters. And again, up in the zone. Got to be careful with off-speed up now, but it's a good start.
Upton so far 4 homers.
Justin Upton signing that big extension in the offseason. He's probably where he's going to finish his career. He's bounced around a little bit, playing for some teams that weren't so well. It wasn't his fault he got to get traded. He was putting numbers up, but he's going to be staying here for a while.
Yeah, reportedly very, very comfortable here. He and Mike Trout have formed quite a bond. Trout on at first base. Kinsler down to second. The count 2-1 on Upton. Pujols on deck.
Rick Porcello, one of the quickers to the plate, but he can lose sight of the base runners. And these 2 that are out there, Kinsler and Trout, can rock you to sleep with a double steal.
Holding right now. That one got by him. 2-2.
That is a better located fastball right there. You see the mid coordinates right around his belt. If he can stay right there and up, he's going to be in great shape. Getting the ball down, gets it right into that loop, like we call it, that new launch angle loop that these guys have.
Upton with excellent power. 2-2. Right past him. Down he goes. Strike 3. Could be a huge K here in the first inning for Rick Porcello.
The side swing, you can see this loop coming in right where the bat goes. Hands down. And the ball is above that belt. Impeccable location right there. Huge strikeout.
Now Albert Pujols, tonight's DH. 9 for 26 with a home run against Porcello, but certainly a double play candidate. First and second, 1 away. 1-0 Sox here in the first.
For a power hitter who's played as long as Albert, you see no shift right here, which is actually pretty rare these days for a power hitter who's been around for the long game. Obviously, we're familiar with David Ortiz when they brought him all over to the right side. You see all these big power guys with the shifts where they can clog it up. Albert Pujols is line-to-line power and has an eye for the RBI, hits it where it's pitched all the time.
284, 3 home runs for Albert in the early going. He was down on the field, a long conversation with his former manager, Tony La Russa. He was traveling with the Red Sox and with Dave Dombrowski. Albert came up to him yesterday, gave Tony a huge hug. Those guys were quite a team in their St. Louis days. Championships, the 1-1. Line drive, base hit. Kinsler held up. He'll advance to third and stop there. The bases are going to be loaded now for the Angels on 3 base hits.
Albert driving in that run last night, and again, a knock RBI situation right there. You see him staying right up the middle. Ball was hit hard, luckily hard enough for the Red Sox where Jack can get to it and get the ball in. Bases loaded, 1 out, little bit of trouble, but at the end of the day, you're always a ground ball away. And here, Calhoun coming up, obviously way younger, less power, but we're going to go with the shift over here with 3 defensive infielders on the right side.
So now he's 10 away from 3,000 career hits. Already over 600 home runs. Should make a very serious run at 700 by the time he's done. He has had a spectacular career. They are all loaded up for Cole Calhoun, who is a deep ball threat, and he'll take a strike.
It's a good spot right there, that high fastball. That was a slider, actually. Possibly cutter. Don't know. They kind of blend together. If he stays up there, he's in good shape. Those top coordinates right there. Again, right at Sandy's mask. It's a good place to aim.
Calhoun 7 out of 19 against Porcello, so he has to be very careful. That includes 2 home runs. He's got him in the hole, 0-2. 1 down and the bases loaded. Kinsler, Trout, and Pujols. And the 2-strike offering. He got him. He struck him out. Foul tip to the mitt. And there are 2 down here in the first.
Again, impeccable location. All 3 singles were low in the zone with that launch. Elevated heater right there for 0-2. Side, see the bat go down. He had to fight to get it up. Just not enough time with velo behind it. Looking for a sac fly or a ground ball with the infield back. Punch out. Best case scenario.
Can Porcello free himself from this mess? Here's Cozart, 261 with 2 homers. That is ball 1.
That is ball 1 right there, borderline, but you could argue he's earned it. He stayed up there.
Cozart 3 for 5 against the Red Sox right-hander in his career. 2 down. And he'll have time granted by Jordan Baker. Red Sox rolling last night, scoring early and often for a 10-1 victory to take game 1. Here's the 1-0.
Looks like he's found that location with both pitches so far. Fastball, 4-seam, cutter, slider kinds of blends together. He's doing a good job of staying up in the zone. That's definitely the bold scouting report going against the Angels.
1-1 to Cozart. He lays off. 2 balls, 1 strike. Back to that 4-seamer. He's allowed hits to Kinsler, Trout, and Pujols. He has whiffed Upton and Calhoun. Now the 2-1 to Cozart. 2-2.
Another another good location. They're starting to work together, starting to feel a groove right here. A lot of swing and misses through the middle of this lineup.
Bases jammed, 2 down. Now to 2-2 to Cozart. He struck him out. He got out of it. And he leaves them loaded in the first inning. By Coors Light.
And boy, was it. Bases loaded, 1 out in a jam. Comes in with back-to-back strikeouts, and that's the last pitch of the inning right there. And does keep him at that 20 pitch mark. With all that traffic that he had out there, was still able to control that pitch count. Pretty impressive.
That's some big league pitching. Had the bases loaded, 1 down, and then he smokes 2 guys. He struck out 3 men in the inning.
Statistically, that doesn't happen to the Angels, at least this year.
It sure doesn't with their offense. Red Sox on top 1-0 going to the second. Sandy Leon leading it off against Skaggs here. They'll be followed by Jackie Bradley and then Zue Lin as the Red Sox try to get to 15-2. Red Sox have won 5 in a row. And that'll be in there for strike 3. Caught him looking, so 1 man gone in the Red Sox second.
And like Rick Porcello wanting to stay up, when Skaggs has that big overhand curveball, eye elevation changer. Stayed up and out with those fastballs, get your eyes up, and then sneaks that big snapdragon curveball right down the middle for strike 3.
Jackie, 231. Hit 1 a mile last night for his first home run of the season, as he went 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. He was thinking about the same thing on that cut.
Why wouldn't he? Don't change a thing.
And the lefty's 0-1. In play to the second baseman, Kinsler. 2 up, 2 down. Tomorrow at 9, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Steve will have an Angel Series finale preview. All to come tomorrow. Red Sox here for 3. Then it'll be on to Oakland for 3. And then to Toronto for 3.
Coast to coast.
Zue hitting a stout 462. No homers and an RBI. Alex Cora called yesterday a great day for Xander Bogaerts In his recovery from that small crack in his left ankle, he ran, he took some ground balls, he took batting practice. Xander felt great. Alex would not pinpoint a return date. Someone suggested maybe the Toronto series, but that starts on April 24th. It'll be 16 days after the injury, but it would be on artificial turf. And Lynn with a cut and a miss. So it would appear dubious that it would be then.
Sure. When you're talking elbows, shoulders, hamstrings, quads, obliques, you can strengthen them and you can speed up the recovery. When you're talking about a bone, you just got to wait it out.
To the first baseman, Valbuena will take it himself, and the Red Sox go rather quietly. 1-2-3 in the second. Make sure you visit the joint replacement experts at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Visit them at bidmc.org. Johnny Gomes, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin with you. Red Sox on top 1-0. Rick Porcello gets the bottom third of the order now for the Angels. Valbuena, Simmons, and Maldonado. Some serious baseball history was made on this date. 37 years ago, a little flare right to Jackie Bradley for an out. The Paw Sox and the Rochester Red Wings began the longest professional baseball game ever. They played 32 innings before the game was suspended at 4:07 a.m. and it would be completed on the 23rd of June with the whole world watching at that point. And Billy Broadbent, the outstanding Red Sox video coordinator, I believe Billy was a bat boy at about 15, 16 years old at the time. We were talking to Billy before the game about that incredible ball game and all the ins and outs in it. He said the weather was very similar to what we just went through on the last homestand in Boston.
Wow. Billy Ballgame has seen a lot. He has seen a lot. That man doesn't miss a pitch.
Billy's got some great memories of an incredible experience. History made 37 years ago, April 18, 1981.
What happened at 4:07 that didn't happen at 3:07 in the morning to call it?
I think there's a whole story behind that. They blew it as far as when they were supposed to stop playing, as that'll miss for a ball. And the count 1-2 on Valbuena. I think they were supposed to stop the game at the curfew hour of like 1 o'clock. But for some reason, they just kept on playing. Somebody missed it. Line shot caught by Lynn. So one man gone. Remember the longest game you ever played in? Nowhere near 32 innings or anything like that, but
No. I can't remember the longest I've played in, but we had that long one last year that I called.
oh yeah, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a tough one to ride out for sure.
A lot of fun. I mean, the Red Sox had an amazing record in extra innings, and went 15-3 last year. Won that ball game. Felt like they won every game in extra innings, and have gotten off to a great start in extras this year. Won a couple of wins.
Free baseball for the fans, not so much for the players. I mean, you got to almost eat dinner twice during the game.
But 32 innings is ridiculous.
You put that record right up next to Cal Ripken's record, consecutive games.
It's one of the all-time great feats, and there were several big leaguers who were playing in that game. In fact, Rich Gedman, later caught for the Red Sox, was one of several. Simmons hitting .313 with a homer and 8 runs batted in. Red Sox ahead 1-0. High chop and a foul ball. And Rick Porcello has talked about his early success, 3-0 coming into this one. ERA under 2, and he says it feels good. I'm contributing to the team in a positive way. A lot of baseball to be played, but definitely want to continue to build off of this start.
When you're rolling how he's rolling, obviously how he's settled in to his pitches as of late, a little bit of trouble with those 3 knocks in the first. But man, like I mentioned, staying out of the middle is crucial for Porcello, and he's done a great job of that.
A pretty good pitch on that last one. Did not get the call from Baker.
As long as he's staying on the edges and trusting his stuff versus just being that bulldog that we know he is and challenging guys and trying to overpower him.
He's got a 3-2 on Simmons. He's only walked 1 man all season. He had 3 singles in the first inning, but struck out Upton, Calhoun, and Cozart to maintain the 1-0 lead. Angels have been one of the best teams in the game. They're 13-4. Yeah, pitch and another one lined softer this time and caught by Lim. Lead things off here in the third. Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. We're always here to get you there Mookie's last 14 games against these Angels include 5 home runs now with 10 RBIs and a .340 batting average. 0 for 1 tonight. He has grounded to short. He'll be followed by Hanley Ramirez, who has scored the run, and then JD Martinez against the left-hander Tyler Skaggs, who has shown an outstanding curveball.
Yeah, he has a little rough in the first inning, couldn't quite find it, but it looks like he's settling down a little bit. But second time around, second look for our hitters.
Mookie was on deck in the 9th inning last night when the Red Sox hit into an inning-ending double play, so he nearly got a chance to hit 4 home runs, which is the all-time major league record. 4 home runs in one game, shared by many.
I don't know if we would have been ready for that. That would have been something else.
Two-one. Little drop across for a strike. He can throw that for a strike seemingly anytime he wants.
41 pitches in. I think he's already thrown maybe 8 to 9 more off speed for a strike than Ohtani did last night.
And the 2-2. Sharply hit up the middle for a base hit. So Mookie Betts right back at it, 1 for 2 with a leadoff single here in the 3rd.
It's a good thing for Skaggs just to keep him in the building. That's kind of been the flow of traffic, is over the fence. Right here, he's got this too. See his hand staying inside, close to the body right there. And again, that loop, those balls below the belt, these guys will whack. Now let's see if he can cause a little action on the bases. He is a stolen base threat as well.
Well, the Red Sox have made contact against Skaggs, and now they have 3 hits. They've hit the ball extremely hard, including Hanley Ramirez ripping a double that Trout tried to make a sensational catch on and missed in the 1st inning. Hanley 0 for 4 last night, but coming off a very nice homestand. He drove in 11 runs, batted near .360. Red Sox took 8 out of 9 on that homestand and then 1 last night.
Sometimes the batter's best friend right there is have a guy with speed on base that he can worry about the runner, and then lose that arm slot and leave that ball right over the middle. So with Mookie doing his magic over there, it's actually helping Hanley out to slow his mechanics down and getting him worried about the runner, take his mind off the hitter, make a mistake, score change. So Mookie getting a big lead right there, and what you want to call that is a one-way lead. Normally you take a little bit smaller of a lead and you go shuffle, shuffle. What you do is you'll take a bigger lead and then just have one shuffle, but majority of your weight, and you're going back first before you're going to second if it's a one-way lead.
So to first base, nice play there by Valbuena. And Mookie Betts on his back. And now Mookie in a seated position. Trainer coming out to take a look.
I think the ball snuck through the glove and hit him. I think that's what happened. I don't think Valbuena caught that ball flush and got him right on the shin bone.
Take a look at this. He darting back.
Let's look if it gets through his glove, which it does.
Yeah.
Wow, right there on the shin.
Thought initially he had actually stopped that, but it was Mookie who stopped it. And this is the second time he has been hit by a throw in about a week, less than a week.
Yeah, and those are just stingers right there. I mean, coming 94, 95, being to the plate and getting that, but those are just stingers, and you don't really have your guard up for those. Hence, when you're at the plate, you have a chance to flinch. You'll be all right, just a stinger. It's kind of like getting sucker punched if that's ever happened.
Well, it's good to see him smile there. I think he was giving Valbuena the business, like, you're supposed to stop that.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I get drilled. So Hanley with a double and a run in the first inning. In the hole, though, 0-2. Once again, plenty of Red Sox fans in attendance here in Southern California. They had about 45,000 here last night. Most of those coming out to see Ohtani, but plenty of Sox fans as well, and several times in the cheering they overtook the Angels.
Yeah, came to see Ohtani, left telling the story of Mookie Betts. Again, another nice sized lead right there. 0-2. Also look for that ball in the dirt of the curveball to advance.
Well, don't miss a game, especially when the Red Sox are here on the West Coast. You can import the NESN Red Sox schedule on any device for alerts 15 minutes before each game. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the schedule. Presented by Franklin Sports. 2 strikes on Ramirez. Martinez on deck. Mookie Betts aboard with nobody out. And the Red Sox with a 1-0 lead. He's not running. And a bounding ball to third. Backing up, Cozart tries for second. Safe there. He came off the bag, and Hanley's safe at first, and the Red Sox are in business. Cozart tried to get the speedy Betts at second.
We're going to take that right back to that big extended lead right there. See, he's ready to rock. Speed is the biggest pressure you can have on a baseball field right there. Cozart had to rush the throw. Possibly should have went across the diamond just to get Hanley. But there it is right there. Did it with the bat last night. So far doing it with his feet.
So fielder's choice. First and second. Nobody out. J.D. Martinez 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. A steady diet of curveballs came his way from Skaggs. And the Sox trying to add on. Again, he got the breaking ball. Strike one.
Tell you what, as professional of a hitter as JD, you got to be careful with keep feeding him the same pitch, the same pitch, the same pitch. Might get him once, might get him twice, but you can't keep going back to the well against a guy like this. He's going to have to mix something in.
And the 0-1. Line shot, base hit to center. Betts to third. Upwood and Trout. They're going to hold Mookie at third base as it comes in, and they are all loaded up on another well-hit ball. This one by Martinez.
And that was it. He went to the well one too many times, and he actually got lucky right there. He's lucky that ball didn't go in the seats. Went to the curveball again. JD's seen about 6 of them now. Therefore, he's got it locked in. Mirror image of every single swing. Boom, right up the middle.
So it'll be Mitch Moreland, who tore into a base hit and drove in a run in the first. That scored Ramirez. They're all filled up with nobody out. And during this run for the Red Sox, so often they have turned these kind of moments into major innings. It is fouled back on a big swing for strike one. He did not get a curveball. He got a fastball with the bases loaded. He's been very good in his career. .358 with 2 grand slams.
And that's the separation right there of a really good bench player. Obviously, he hasn't been a bench player his whole career, but if he has the ability and things you look for in a bench player is runners in scoring position, not a lot of double plays, putting on good quality at bats like you've seen so far.
Mookie Betts at third, Hanley Ramirez at second, J.D. Martinez at first.
The game within the game. His first at bat, he got a curveball and was able to turn on it for a knock and shoot it down the right. And then right here, he's staying away with fastballs. And see how it works out.
The lefty with a 1-1. He goes the other way for a base hit. Here comes Mookie Betts to score. Ramirez to third. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead, and Mitch Moreland is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs.
And I was just thinking along with Mitch. Obviously, he gets a hard hit on that curveball. Skaggs is probably going to want to stay away from that curveball. Hard heater 1, hard heater 2. Again, can't go to the well too many times against these professional hitters. He's got to hit to right, he's got to hit to left. He's got to hit on the curveball, he's got to hit on the fastball.
Loaded again. Nobody out. Here's Nunez. He walked in the first inning.
This is where Nunez likes to be aggressive right here. Skaggs obviously looking for the punch out right here. He's going to have to get ahead.
High fly ball down the line, but foul for strike one. So he went after the very first one. No surprise, the Red Sox do that often here in 2018, far more frequently than a year ago.
Yes.
It's not even close.
No, yeah. Went from the bottom to the top in a lot of these sabermetric numbers that Alex Cora and his staff are paying attention to, and wow, are they paying off.
0-1. Nunez hit what turned out to be the game-winning 3-run homer on Friday night against Baltimore at Fenway, and has shown really good power since the trade from the Giants last summer. He has 2 home runs so far this year. So it's Ramirez at third, Martinez at second, Moreland at first base, and the 1-1 to Nunez. 1-2.
And again, to be a good team, you obviously need the talent. But to be a great team, you got to have that deep bench. And you're seeing it right here with Moreland and Nunez coming off. And we haven't even got into it to a Pedroia and a Bogarts when they get in. So this team's going to be even deeper.
One-two coming. And he just got a piece of it to hang in there. He's still alive. Another big curveball.
Yeah, that's what you got to do sometimes. Anyway, just find a way to get that ball on the barrel. You see him kind of drop that back leg, waiting on that curveball. Any way to stay in the fight, like we like to say. Stay in the fight.
Already 56. Here's number 57 from Skaggs. A check swing, no offer, says Jerry Lane at first base. So no swing.
Jerry Lane said no swing, no swing. But I'm sure the opponents are a little upset about that one.
2-2 on Nunez. 51 games with the Red Sox going back to last year. He's hit 10 homers.
Oof.
And batting well over 300. And the 2-2 rocketed foul. Boy, when the Red Sox have made contact against Skaggs, it has been on the button.
Yeah, loud contact. Loud contacts, line drives, and again, what you've seen all tonight is what they've done in an unbelievable job so far. Is important is keeping the ball off the ground. Keeping the ball off the ground. Now that's not an uppercut swing. That's flattening your swing out and getting on plane of the ball path coming in.
2-2 again. Again, he fights it off foul into the netting on that hook at 78 miles an hour.
And again, going to that magic number of 100 in the pitch count. That's kind of going all over baseball. The fastest way to get there is 20 pitches per inning. And here we sit at the third inning at 59 with 60 coming in with no outs. Again, house money.
And the base is loaded. 2-2 once again. And struck him out. Got him at the breaking ball. So a big first out there for Skaggs.
This is the pitch right here. This is probably the sharpest one he did see, thinking he was going to go back to the heater. But I tell you what, at the end of the day, sometimes you want to pass the torch. That ball right there is a double play ball. That would have been a ground ball to Cozart. So he did lay off, got a strikeout, but he didn't go worst case scenario, which would be a double play. Passing the torch is what's most important.
Here's Devers now. He's 0 for 1. He's popped out foul to third. Raphael's been locked in on the road in particular. He has an 11-game road hitting streak, and he's hitting .383. He got pretty loud last night with that long home run, and he added a base hit. And the Sox rout. Here's the 1-0. Soft one in there. The curve again. 1-1.
Curve for a ball, 0-0. Backed it, curve for a strike.
One down, loaded bases. Back to the fastball and got the strike, 1-2.
You see a guy take a curveball, middle, and then you see him take a fastball, middle. You want to wonder what is he thinking, because he's let both strikes go by, both pitches. I'm sure he has a plan for something. We'll see what he's up to.
1-2. There's a shot, line to right. Calhoun back at the wall, and that ball is going to be off the wall. And it is off the wall and gone over the wall, and that is a grand slam. Devers crushing one, and that ball is out of here. That getting over the new right field wall for a grand slam, and the Red Sox have done that for the 4th time this season.
Wow. Bases loaded. Nunez goes for the strikeout, looking versus grounding that ball to the shortstop. Instead, passing the torch to Devers. Takes a curveball, takes a fastball. What is he up to? Well, he was probably looking for a curveball in a different location, like good hitters like to do with runners in scoring position. What's he up to? That's what he's up to. 4 RBIs in one swing brings it to 6-0.
6-0 Boston, and Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox home run. You can register your Speedy Rewards card now, and you'll qualify to choose some great rewards. So how about this Red Sox team? A year ago did not hit a single grand slam, and have already done it 4 times this season.
That's extremely rare to see tables turn that fast. Normally you want to kind of limp into it, walk into it. The old saying, you got to crawl before you walk. These boys came out sprinting 2018.
So a 6-0 lead. And a little tapper foul by Sandy Leon. And the Red Sox doing it again, getting out big early in the game.
And that curveball right there was about the same curveball that Nunez took for a strike. And you saw what Sandy did. It was a little bit foul, but that's a ground ball pitch. Skaggs' pitch. Nunez chose to take it to pass the torch.
And a 1-2, and that one popped into left field, up and on the move toward the alley. And he's got that for the out. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store, the Boston Red Sox, and here's Tom Caron. ITC, thank you very much. Base is empty, and Jackie Bradley stepping in. Empty thanks to Rafael Devers, who has homered twice now in this series. A line shot that gets out for a grand slam. Last night he hit it about 14 rows up into the stands. And rolled over to Kinsler at second base, and that will retire the side, but the Red Sox are up big again. Well, the Red Sox at it again, their 4th grand slam of the season, and they pile up a 6-0 lead early behind Rick Porcello. As Kinsler leads things off here, he's gone 1 for 1 with a base hit. The home run ball was prevalent last night as the Red Sox struck for 6 of those, and another one here tonight. By the way, the most grand slams the Red Sox have hit before the month of May since 1925.
Again, we are blowing the dust off the Red Sox history book. Individually, team, offense, defense, book it. This is an exciting ball club to watch.
And the 0-2 to Kinsler is fouled back. Kinsler now 35 years old. He was traded from Detroit last December. Porcello got out of a bases loaded jam himself in the 1st inning, which was huge. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of it, and then he got him 1-2-3 in the 2nd.
You just saw the separation right there from a pitching staff and another one that was struggling today finding his command. Ooh, a sneaky one.
It's going to hit him. So Kinsler grazed on the jersey, and he's aboard.
Porcello, bases loaded, back against the wall early in the game. Elevated heater, beautiful location right there. Let's back it and do it again. One to the lefty, one to the righty, same result, same pitch, beautiful.
Well, a hit batsman will send a Mike Trout a base hit in the 1st inning. He's 1 for 1. Trout now 26. He'll turn 27 on August 7th. And he should reach 200 career home runs at some point this season. He has 26 to get there.
Yeah, you can book that.
American League MVP in 2014 and 16. Also won the Rookie of the Year in 2012. And he looks it all the way back into the mitt for a ball.
Yeah, Mike Trout, you watch, notorious for taking just the first strike, or not the first strike, the first pitch. Another guy like that is Dustin Pedroia. These guys are 2 elite hitters. I needed all 3 of my strikes. I could not afford one to go by. It says a lot about these guys, that they're comfortable hitting in any situation.
1-2.
That pitch right there, you can book. Mike Trout does not want to see again. That is his kryptonite right there. And that is well executed. Fastball, up, out, perfect coordinates.
A man on, nobody out, 1-2 coming.
You saw Rick trying to go right back there. Had a ball to play with, see if he was chasing. Don't have to change a thing. Don't have to trick him with 2 pitches on the outer half thinking you can sneak one in. Not on Mike Trout. Stay right there. Up and out. Up and out.
Upton on deck. And a 2-2. Now, we want you to stay with us as long as you possibly can tonight, preferably to the end of the broadcast, the end of the ball game. But keep in mind that the Red Sox have won 23 consecutive games when they get Rick Porcello 3 or more runs of support.
What a stat. What a stat.
And 6 so far. Hard ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Trout's 2 for 2. As Kinsler moves into second. Red Sox Nation members can earn loyalty points every time they attend a game at Fenway and by watching every away game on NESN. And they can use those points to redeem items like autographs, memorabilia, and a lot more. Visit RedSoxNation.com to sign up today. So here comes Upton. He struck out 1st inning. He was the first of the 3 men that Porcello fanned and got through the 1st unscathed. Red Sox up 6-0.
There that pitch is again. He's got a good feel for it right there. And at the end of the day, Mike Trout did reach out and sneak that one in. But I tell you what, I got no problem with Mike Trout going 4 for 4 with 4 singles. When he's doing damage and hitting the ball over the fence like the Red Sox are doing tonight, you see those multiple crooked numbers put up on the board.
Fly to center field. Jackie Bradley has it measured. The runners are going to hold at first and second. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the third for the Angels. That'll bring up Pujols. The Sox will finish up this series tomorrow evening at 10:07. Eduardo Rodriguez will be on the mound, and the Red Sox will move on to Oakland in 3 games against the A's, who played all day today against the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, that was a back and forth wild game. A lot of runs in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. Dragged it all the way late. James Shields, starter, I think, had to come in for the White Sox.
And on Friday, Drew Pomeranz is scheduled to go, the left-hander, make his first start of 2018. Coming back from a strained forearm. In there for a strike on Albert, who singled in the first inning. Chris Sale going on Saturday and David Price on Sunday in Oakland.
1 out right here, runner on first and second. We want to try and push that double play button with Albert's speed. Can't get out of the box very well, so this is a very nice situation to fight for that ground ball with Albert.
Well, Porcello's first 9 major league seasons, he led the majors with 192 double plays. Give it that ground ball right at somebody here. 2 men aboard, 1 down. And a high fly foul out of play to the right. Mookie with a long run. Certainly appearing that Mookie Betts' leg is okay after he got drilled by that throw. Well, a runner at first base earlier tonight.
If I was Mookie Betts, as hot as he is right now, you'd have to rip me off the field.
Runners at first and second, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And he went fishing.
He did go fishing. This is a slider off the plate right here in the driver's seat with an 0-2 pitch. You don't want to give him anything good 0-2. We saw all those pitches on the outer half, and that was what we call a washout slider. At no point was it a strike, but with those 3 pitches before, had his eyes set on the outer half, thinking he's going to go out there. He guessed outer half, guessed right, but Rick gave him that little extra 8 inches that he can't reach.
So here's Calhoun. He whiffed in the first inning. And when Porcello's had to dial it up, a big strikeout, he's been able to do it tonight. He has 4. And a grounder foul for strike 1.
Grounder to the right side. Red Sox are ready for it. 3 defensive guys on the right side of second base. Outfield's going to stay true. True meaning right behind the bases. Obviously JBJ true center, Mookie true right, JD true left. But a full shift on the infield. Devers has to stay over there with the runner on second in case he wants to sneak over.
Now Red Sox scored 5 times in the top of this inning. Yet another Red Sox grand slam, this one by Rafael Devers, to open up a 6-0 lead and the 1-1. Past him. 1 and 2.
That was the same location as strike 3 with bases loaded on the fastball. Went to that same location with the slider. It's hitting the same location with multiple pitches. Rick is locked in.
Trying to get Calhoun for the second time with men on. 1-2 and lunging ground ball here. And picked by Lynn. He'll get him at first base. And once again, Porcello, no damage. Outdoors. Catch some summer vibes with the Mad Fisherman. Catch it all on Charlie Moore Outdoors Friday night at 8:30 on Nesson. Zhu Lin to lead things off here in the fourth. Red Sox with a 6-0 lead. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out tonight.
I'm not letting Charlie get away with it. I'm not letting him. He's icing me right now. He's icing me. I know he is.
You've heard nothing?
Nothing. Crickets. Maybe I'm going to invite him to do something with me.
Deeply, deeply disappointed. Popped out of play by Lynn. Mookie Betts on deck. Going to be tossing it to Casey back in the studio in just a moment for the social stretch. And she's got something very interesting on Gronk.
Who?
Yeah. 0-2. And a cut and a miss. Down goes Lynn. So one man away. We'll toss it back to the studio. Casey, something about a horse.
Yeah, thank you for the tease there. Rob Gronkowski is an all but guaranteed Kentucky Derby attendee. Why? To see his horse try to win it. He just bought a minority stake in a 3-year-old colt named Gronk after him. The horse's trainer's family are big Patriots fans, so the naming was kind of a no-brainer. The tight end told the Wall Street Journal, get this, hopefully I can get a ride on the horse. I would advise against trying to ride a racehorse. They're a little aggressive.
Yeah. And that's a big man on a racehorse. If that comes to pass, I don't want to see that.
You talk about records. That would be a record right there. So does the jockey get off and spike his thing if he wins it? Spike?
I think
spike
definitely.
The flowers?
Sure. Mookie 1 for 2 with a base hit. Gronk's into the ponies, you know, showing up at the derbies and all that.
Huh? I was telling someone the other day, the Masters and the Kentucky Derby, if you're a baseball junkie, you'll never be able to go to them. Right in the heart of our season.
That's right. Yeah, that's a bit of a ripoff.
Yeah.
For us. Betts leading the majors in batting average and in runs scored. He's hitting .389 coming into the contest. After 3 home runs last night, only Ted Williams and Mookie have had 3 3-homer games for the Red Sox.
There's been some home run hitters come through Fenway.
Sox ahead 6-0 here in Anaheim, and once again beating up on the Halos. They've outscored them 16-1 in the series.
I think no brainer to see David Ortiz on that list.
Right.
But
I thought maybe, you know, Jim Rice might be on that list, or Yaz might be on that list.
Sure. A few catchers.
Yep. 3-2, fouled at the plate. And a look back at what was a spectacular night last night.
And boy, we can't get enough of this. High velocity fastball below the knees. Launch angle, boom, over it. Let's try the slider. Again, didn't work. Head downed him. We call that head down. That's when you know you got it after the bat. Back to the fastball in. No.
Ramirez on deck, 3-2. High fly ball to left field. It hangs up Upton there. Plenty of room. And there are 2 down. Red Sox season ticket plans provide fans with the best seats, price, and benefits the Sox have to offer. For more information, you can visit redsox.com/season tickets or call 877-RED SOX 9. Porcello has been just so effective pitching with a lead really throughout his career, but great chance for him to go to 4-0 on the year. To the shortstop and knocked around by Simmons. He tries to recover, but not in time. And that's going to be a rare error for the Gold Glover.
Yeah, that is a rare error. Go ahead and tip your hat to Hanley for getting down the line. These guys are putting it all together. Line drives, home runs, defense, pitching. Something as simple as hitting a ground ball and running hard to first. Foot down, powerful swing. He's sniffing it, kick, and he's got to go. Right there. Got Hanley Ramirez driving in runs and running hard to first. Beautiful thing to see.
Oh, he's 1 for 3 with a double. And now Martinez, who singled his last time, part of that 5-run third inning for the Red Sox, highlighted by the grand slam out of Devers. Red Sox trying to go to 15-2 on the season.
Nice little game within the game right here. The matchup got JD fishing and taking on all curveballs. Went back to the well with the curveballs as second at bat. JD shot him up the middle. Starts him off with the fastball. This is the chess game between the pitcher and the hitter. JD didn't see back-to-back fastballs, really any second at bat fastballs, and here he has seen 2. Is he going to go to the curveball? JD's already hit it, or is he going to stay hard?
Check swing. He fouled that one away. He's not happy with that, because he got a curveball. 1-2.
And this is the game within the game, like I mentioned. What does he think that I'm thinking? 2 fastballs, I hit the curveball. Sometimes you outthink it. At the end of the day, JD's resume speaks for itself. This guy's a professional hitter, and at times can set up pitchers for what they think is going to be their strength, and he can get them right into his swing.
2 down. Here's the 1-2. First time that this lefty has been seriously roughed up this year. That was true of Ohtani last night as well. Angels have run into a very different kind of opponent in the Boston Red Sox here these 2 nights in Anaheim. 3-2. He's up to 86 pitches now.
3-2, 2 outs. We get movement from Hanley right here. As soon as the pitcher picks his front right leg up, Hanley's going to have the green light to take off, be in action.
On the move, and a base hit to right field. Ramirez to second. He stops there. Wonder if that'll get their bullpen going. Scores already 6-0, and the Red Sox are threatening here to add on with 2 down.
Simple single to right field right there, but the chess match that was going on, and why you watch the previous at-bats and the previous sequences to set up the at-bat 3rd, 4th, and possibly 5. That was a nice little chess match right here. And then here we go with another meeting that you got to check off.
In front of Mitch Moreland, who has been on Skaggs with a pair of singles. He's hit very hard, each for an RBI. So he's 2 for 2.
And that meeting right there is basically re-evaluating their approach for Mitch. First at bat, let's get him that curveball, see if we can get him chasing. He's able to get around it, rifle it to right field. All right, let's stay hard. Boom, rifles it to left field. What are we going to do? He's got to hit on a curveball, hit on a fastball. Another nice chess match with runner scoring position here.
Jose Alvarez, the lefty, begins to loosen now for the Angels in their pen. That's in tight for a ball. So Skaggs having issues in this regard, very similar to his first couple of starts. He throws a lot of pitches. Not like he's piling up a ton of walks. He's only walked 1 man in this one, but he throws a lot of pitches. And a 1-0. Down low, throw down to second base. Hanley back in.
The other rare thing too, when you mention his starting pitcher, I'd say 90% of the time has 3 pitches. He's thrown his fastball, and he does have a plus curveball. When he doesn't command it very well, he only leaves his fastball as his other option. Normally you'd go to a slider, you'd go to a changeup, you'd go to a split. He's a 2-pitch pitcher.
2-0 breaking ball across for a strike.
When you have a curveball like that and you're able to throw it for strikes, you can get away with it. But when you're not able to throw it for strikes, you eliminate one pitch, which will go right into 100%. Going into the bat, 50-50 chance. Curveball, fastball.
And Red Sox with Hanley Ramirez at second, J.D. Martinez at first, hungry for some more runs. And a 2-1. Nunez would hit next if given the opportunity. Red Sox 6 home runs last night. One big one tonight so far. And now the 2-2 to Moreland. Ground ball, here comes Kinsler. He'll scoop that and retire the side. Well, back for the last half of the fourth inning. Another commanding lead for the Red Sox on top 6-0 as Cozart leads things off here, to be followed by Valbuena and Simmons for the Halos. Red Sox trying to make it 6 consecutive wins, so they're streaking again.
And I'll tell you, one of the biggest formulas for winning ball games is what you like to call shutdown innings, and that's when you score, your pitcher goes out there and throws up a 0. The guys are obviously getting on base, running around. The defense are going to come in, want to get some water, hang out. If you can just pound the zone like Rick did, strike one, and get the boys back in, shut down in.
Well, he puts away Cozart very quickly. He strikes him out for the second time. Tomorrow, Nesson returns with Game 4 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We have an hour of pre- and post-game coverage, and then Jack and Brick coming your way. Coverage begins tomorrow night at 6 on Nesson.
And you see this pitch right here. He's been going up and out with movement right here. Watch this. Almost a curveball action. Circle change is what he went to right there, and hasn't showcased it very many times. And that's what you'll see when you start coming around for the second and third time, bringing another trick to the show.
5 Ks for Rick Porcello. Valbuena lined to short his first time. Right now there's nobody at short because Lynn has moved over to the right side of second base.
There's that change. There was that change up again, like I was talking about with Skaggs being a 2-pitch pitcher. He doesn't have that other option to go to. Guy hits his fastball, guy hits his curveball. Well, then it becomes a chess match. Porcello is able to cruise with the fastball. He's seen some sliders and cutters. And now he's breaking out the changeup, bottom 4.
Showing bunt, drops it down. A lunging attempt, the dive, but he can't get rid of the throw. And Valbuena will be on with a bunt single. Let's go down to Garrett Austin.
Well, Mookie Betts told me after last night's game that they wanted to come out here and make a statement, and boy, did they ever. I talked to hitting coach Tim Hires, and he said that Betts is on a roll, and his approach is to be aggressive. He said in that first at-bat, he gets a hit. He starts to feel really good about himself, and then that is when exciting things happen. He has great hands. He said, however, when he becomes too passive, that is when he falls behind, and that hurts him. But guys, his third game in his career where he hits 3 home runs, Hires said that really shows you the amount of talent that he has, and he's electric.
And electrifying on a baseball diamond. He came in as the top hitter in the majors into this ball game tonight, and he's already got himself a hit.
As electric as Mookie is, I think one thing that gets lost in the shuffle is he was a second baseman. He was a second baseman and hitting the cover off the ball down there in 2014. Had to call him up. Obviously, Dustin Pedroia, there's a second baseman. Grabbed that big glove and went out there, and boy, can he play some outfield.
I chopped to first, slinging it down to second, got the out there, back to first, not in time. What was ruled a fair ball, so there'll be a runner at first and 2 down. And Simmons put it in play, and that'll bring up Maldonado.
Tricky play right here. What he's going to do is grab this big hop, set his feet like a pro, no rush. Want to get the lead runner. Play catch, get the lead runner. The double play is a bonus. If you get that lead runner, you're in good shape.
2 away, a man on from Maldonado, line softly to short first time up. He's 0 for 1. Gold Glove catcher from last year. Right through there for strike 1.
Porcello pounding the zone. Early strikes, early strikes.
Boy, what a change of pace for Porcello. Red Sox are scoring runs for him this year in a way they did not last year, when he suffered 17 defeats. But he went 11-0 when they got him at least 3 runs. As we mentioned, 23 consecutive, going back to the season before that and this year, when they get him at least 3. One hammered foul. Sox fans, you can trust Ace Ticket for lower prices, better service, and a great selection with a 200% guarantee. Chat live right now with a specialist at aceticket.com. Sox with a 6-0 lead.
Has Maldonado in a hole right here, 1-2 count, and again, plenty of options. He's got up and out with the cutter fastball. He's got the slider, and he has broken out that changeup. Plenty of options.
2-2.
Going back, that was the exact pitch that Albert Pujols swung and missed at. So he was seeing if you go for it, didn't. See if he changes sides of the plate right here. Slider away, change up down and in. First 4 pitches were down. He has the option to elevate as well.
He puts him away, strike 3, 90 miles an hour on the black. Plain Ridge Park Casino will donate $777 to the Relay for Life of North Attleboro.
Off to a great start. I'm gonna write that check.
No doubt 6-0 as the Red Sox come to bat here in the 5th inning. Nunez with a walk and a strikeout. He'll pop that one foul out of play.
Skaggs coming into the 5th, top 5 no outs coming in. This is 93rd pitch. It's going pitch to pitch, batter to batter right here. Ideally, I'm sure Soch would love for him to get out of the 5th, not have to bring that bullpen in that got taxed last night. On the offensive side of that too, you look up on the board and you see 94 pitches, you see a guy in the pin. Skaggs is going to want to compete and not come off that mound from a walk, so he's going to try and pound the zone.
And is staying away on a high one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Red Sox are leading the majors, by the way, in runs scored per game. This is about what they're averaging, 6 runs, a little over 6 runs, 6.2 coming into play tonight. Long way to go yet. Devers, who's been the hitting star tonight with a grand slam, is on deck. Here's the 2-2.
It's like Skaggs paying attention to Porcello. Now he's busting out that changeup. Has gone 92 pitches into the game without throwing that changeup, and he showcased 2 to Nunez. Might be a little late.
3-2, and that one hammered for a single into the alley. Let's see if he goes for more. He is trying for second. Here's the throw, the tag, he's out. Cut down at second.
Cut down at second right there, but I have 0 problem with that. 6-0 going into the 5th. Leadoff double is so important, but with a 6-run lead, you have the opportunity to play this aggressive right here. And when there's one way to play the game and it's on the aggressive side, you will make aggressive outs like this. Now, this isn't a mistake. On the flip side, if the Angels were to do that, it would be a mistake. But when you have the lead like that, you have the option to be aggressive.
It is another hard hit ball. 8 hits, 6 runs off Skaggs. He's now out of the ball game at 98 pitches. Alvarez coming on. We'll take the break as well with the Red Sox in front 6-0 in Anaheim. Brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado.
The old-fashioned lefty-on-lefty curveball. Devers looked like he was sitting on it. 2017, no grand slams. If this ball was hit in 2017, it would not have gone out. Perfect timing, perfect swing, grand slam.
Second home run in as many nights, and the Red Sox lead here 6-0. One man gone here in the fifth. They have out hit the Angels 8-5. Sandy Leon on deck. Alvarez dealing and missing.
Alvarez coming out of there with a 0 ERA. A little bright spot down there in their bullpen. Only 8 innings, but you got a 0 on your track.
So their starter goes 4 1/3. All 6 runs were earned against Skaggs and 8 hits.
And that's Scioscia's 7th trip to the mound. On the Red Sox side, Alex Cora has not left the dugout.
And he won't chase it. Well, stay tuned after the 3rd out of this half inning for the mid-5th studio show.
There are the mound visits that they do have up on the board.
And in there, strike 3. Caught him looking. So 2 away. And it'll bring up Sandy Leon. Sandy with a strikeout and a flyout so far. He's 0 for 2.
Scioscia doesn't have too many options out there, but majority of the time, if you got a left-handed starter and they do get a bunch of knocks, grand slam, 6 spot through 4, majority of the time you try and flip that lineup over and bring out a right-hander. But with them taxing that bullpen last night, Scioscia doesn't have those options.
He was expecting to have the Japanese phenom Ohtani out there for a long time, but he was only on the hill for 2 innings, leading to a slew of pitchers out of the bullpen. Up high on Sandy.
Back-to-back nights, 2 innings and then 4 1/3 innings, and your 2 starters.
Alvarez from the pen, the 1-1, and a cut and a miss. Red Sox will be facing a right-hander, Nick Tropiano, tomorrow. Eduardo Rodriguez, the lefty, on the bump for Boston at 10:07. Last game here in Anaheim. Little number toward first base, and Valbuena will take that, and that'll retire the side. Time now to turn it over to Adam and Casey for the mid-5th studio show. 2-0. And Monday, April 30 is Christian Vasquez Gnome Night at Fenway. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Vasquez Gnome courtesy of Benjamin Moore. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos.
Gonna need you to save me one. Gomes is gnomes.
You got it. You got it, brothers. Many as you want. I'll send you a case.
Decorate my lawn. Vasquez's gnomes.
Kinsler lead it off here. He has singled and been hit by a pitch. He was dealt from Detroit last December, which Kinsler found ironic because as a younger player, one time he vowed never to play for the Angels. John Lackey, who was then an Angel, threw one over his head and then drilled him in the ribs and was ejected just 2 pitches into a game. And he said, I'm never playing for those guys. He belted 2 home runs the night before.
That's another guy I got a lot of trust in John Lackey. I got trust. Outstanding rookie year for the Anaheim Angels, and then backs it 12 years later with the Red Sox. Outstanding postseason outings by John Lackey.
He was clutch. Ooh. And I thought really a terrific moment in Game 6 at Fenway Park. Pitched a great game and in the clincher, and you know the fans gave him a wonderful ovation. Check swing roller to short. Lynn has to charge it and fire on the move and safe at first base. So Kinsler beats it, safe at the bag.
Was he safe?
Well, Alex Cora was thinking about it.
Convinced.
Possible review.
Wake him up in New York. Let's see. Good call.
So it'll be a base hit. There will be no review. No challenge.
That's how fast it happens.
Mike Trout next. He's a perfect 2 for 2 tonight with a pair of singles. We are halfway through here in Anaheim. Sox ahead 6-0. Porcello trying to go to 4-0 out of the gate. And the 1-0.
Being careful to Trout right here. He does have his number. 2 knocks. Granted, not for extra base hits. But he's trying to be real careful right here. When you're being too careful, sometimes you'll miss too much of the plate. Stay careful with him. Stay out of the middle and elevate.
2-0. A strike. Trout only 26 years old, but already a 6-time All-Star. 4 times he's led the American League in runs scored. (2-1) coming. He left it down low. So 3-1. Rick has not walked anybody. Only walked 1 man this season. And this is his 4th start. He's taking, that's a strike. And Trout had already given up the bat. He had already flipped it. Home plate umpire Baker said, come on back. It's 3-2.
That's what happens when you've stayed on the edges all night. Some of these pitches you deserve to get. He has been up in the zone majority of the time, but like I said, do not give in to Trout. And that is a beautiful pitch right there. Also a beautiful 2-0 pitch. Not giving in to him.
Runner goes. High fly, center field, but not terribly deep. Jackie's got it. Back to first Kinsler, and Trout is retired for the first time.
Another great location. That ball right there, 3 to 4 inches down, is up on the rocks. It's an outstanding pitch right there. Great on the black 2-0, great on the black 3-1. Elevated heater, that top left coordinate's the same one he went to his last at bat where he had 2 called strikes. And if he swings at it, that's what's going to happen. You drag it down to the bottom, you might have a score change. Great job.
Upton has struck out and flied out, so he's 0 for 2. One away in the 5th. And a breaking ball for strike one.
That's when you're adjusting up and you step out right there and go, oh, great. He's got that working too. He's throwing the heater up and out. He's staying on the edges. Showcased the changeup last inning. Now he's going to drop an 0-0 curveball on me. He's got all his tricks working.
Came right back with it. Not in the strike zone that time, and he got him to commit.
One for a strike, one for a ball. Got him looking for it. Sitting, curveball, throws a curveball, but threw it for a ball. Another great location, Rick Porcello.
A man on with one down, the 0-2 to Upton.
Elevate right there. So he goes curveball middle for the get me over, curveball down, possibly has him looking down for another curveball, runs it back up, stands up the hitter. Now he's got both options. He can stay up, back it, or go back to the curveball.
1-2 hammered, but here comes Mookie Betts in on it. He'll make the play. Runner holding at first base, so 2 gone. Pujols will be next. Red Sox leading at 6-0. And Albert to dig in, the 3-time most valuable player, now 38 years old. One of only 3 players with 600 homers and 3,000 hits when he does achieve that. And he's now 10 away from the 3,000 hits. He has a base hit tonight.
Yeah, every organization has what they call a media guide. It's all the information, all their statistics from the minor leagues all the way up, and a couple pages for each player. Albert literally has a chapter of everything that he's done in the game. It's remarkable.
And it's thick.
He is the top at everything. I mean, majority of the time you got the home run guys with the low average. You got the RBI guys that maybe didn't have a lot of home runs. Whatever it is, he's got everything covered. He's going to have 3,000 hits. He's going to have 700 homers. He's going to have 600 doubles. It's all there. It's unbelievable.
It really is when you start to take it all in. 14 seasons of 100 RBIs. 3 times he's hit 50 home runs. Won everything he can win. He's won a Gold Glove, the MVP, he's the Rookie of the Year,
world champ.
Yep, 2-time world champion with St. Louis.
3 homers in a World Series game.
Yeah. And another thing you can say about Albert Pujols is in playoffs, a very good hitter.
Yes.
You're not one of those guys who come postseason did not put the bat on the ball. He's like a .323 career hitter in the playoffs.
Yes.
1-2.
You think how great of a year a 300 average, 30 homers, and 100 RBIs. That's how he opened up his baseball career. He did that 10 straight years. From his rookie year to his 10th year of service time, a minimum of 300 average, 30 homers, 100 RBIs. Incredible.
2-2. High fly, left center. On the run, Jackie Bradley, and he's got it. And that will retire the side. coverage and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance.
Watch Rick Porcello take a duck right here. Oh no, oh no. Turns out it wasn't even close. But that's what happens when you're talking about 15 innings of ball, and the Angels are yet to have an extra base hit. And 8 for the Sox so far. That is a remarkable change right there. So just the shock factor. No one's heard that loud sound yet.
A liner, and Upton to make the play. A sinking line drive. He was sinking too.
It was sinking. And again, another loud out.
So one man gone. Zhu Lin will be next. 6 runs, 8 hits for the Red Sox. No runs on 6 hits. And 1 error for the Angels. Zhu is grounded out and struck out tonight.
You can see Lynn sneak out of here with a knock one way or another.
Mookie Betts on deck. Sox got a run right away in the first inning against Tyler Skaggs, who has departed the scene, and then scored 5 times in the 3rd inning against the same lefty, including another grand slam, the 4th of the season for the Red Sox. This one by Rafael Devers. And his 2nd home run in as many nights here in Southern California. And a 1-1.
You know, throughout the season, early on, the first month, 2nd month, parlayed into the 3rd. In spring training, you work on your skills, you work on this and that, but you can't really create an identity in spring training. It's kind of what happens the first 2 months of the season. And it could be weird things: stolen bases, double steals, no errors, multiple errors, good bullpen. There's always something to hang your hat on. And with them having 4 grand slams, to be able to hang your hat on anytime the bases are loaded with one swing of the bat, we have the opportunity to clear them. That is an identity and extremely dangerous on all the opponents the Red Sox will be facing.
Two and 2 on Lynn. Base is empty for Boston here in the 6th. Sox have won 5 in a row. The last 9 games, they're averaging over 8 runs a game. Overall, leading the majors in doubles, on-base percentage, and extra base hits. 3-2. Swung on, got a piece, and fouled it away.
All those offensive numbers, 1 or 2 ranking in offensive categories with the Anaheim Angels coming in. And the Red Sox starting pitching and a little bit of bullpen was able to give up just 1 run, and as of right now, 0 runs to shut down that ball club. Is saying a lot about the pitching staff, and obviously the numbers in the run column are saying a lot about the bats.
Zhu has been getting on base frequently in recent games, but not here as he cuts and misses for strike 3, so 2 away. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives. You can learn more at cvshealth.com/be the first. Mookie Betts next, 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. After the 3-homer night last night. Two down.
Two young studs on the ball club, Devers and Mookie, bringing more unique stuff to the plate. Obviously, with Devers, the ability to hit left-handers, how he does, is extremely ahead of the curve for his age. And then Mookie, for being a young power guy, not chasing pitches.
Barehanded attempt there by Cozart on a fair ball, so Mookie's going to be safe on a base hit. And to charge it right along the line, and Mookie has his 2nd single.
And Mookie's age, where he is right now, to have that eagle eye, if you can, is really, again, ahead of the curve. Not many ground balls from Mookie, but it's pretty cool when he does have them. Puts the pressure on the third baseman with the speed, make him rush, turns it into a knock.
Another multi-hit game that will knock Alvarez out of the ball game. Socha will go to the pen again. He's done that frequently already in the series. Red Sox leading 6-0 in Anaheim. We'll have more in just a moment. Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com, and by Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of the Red Sox in Major League Baseball. Sox ahead 6-0 in the 6th inning. So Blake Wood coming on to make his 11th appearance of the year. It'll be Hanley Ramirez, who's doubled. Reached on a fielder's choice and reached on error. He scored a couple of runs so far tonight. Mookie Betts on with 2 down. And high and tight to get him off the plate.
This is up and in. That one a couple games ago is the one who got him. So that's going to shake him in his boots right there.
And a 1-0, and they will roll that one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinez on deck.
And this is where the game does kind of slow down with a 6-0 lead. You want to be patient on the base path. You don't want to do too much. They're grinding out there trying to do it, and you're just trying to wait him out, wait him out. Let Rick Porcello do his stuff, let him continue to drive the bus. At the same time, you don't want to give away at bats because you want to keep building on the success that you've had.
Hanley raking a double and scoring a run in the 1st inning. A cut and a miss here. So he falls behind 1 and 2. 9 Boston hits, including his double.
Hanley has been on base a bunch of times, and he has snuck in those 3 stolen bases. 3 for 3 on the year.
In spring training, he was talking about a 30-30 year. One, 2. And in there, caught him looking for strike 3. 1 man left. ticket. He has been in command again tonight. As a walk to Soul, struck out 6. And tossing a shutout here to the bottom of the 6th inning.
There he goes again with strike 1. If I'm doing my math correctly, that would be 18 strike 1s.
Pounds in strike 2. He's got Calhoun on strikes and also got him to ground to short. 0 for 2.
Rick Porcello sitting at 91 pitches. He's got that golden number of 100. I'm sure he would do anything he possibly can to get off that mound on his own power without Alex Cora having to come out to the mound for the first time in the series. So you can get about 17, maybe 17 to 24 pitches, you'd be in good shape.
1-2, got a piece. Porcello has been able to go a little bit longer than the other starters. His last 2 starts, he's gone 7 1/3 and 7. Two to Calhoun. He pokes a foul.
You see these defensive swings, both those defensive swings, and to create that, you got to get him in a hole. And to get him in a hole, first pitch, strike 1. Strike 1 is impeccable, and he was doing it with a changeup, doing it with his fastball, both sides of the plate and up and down. Majority of the time up with an outstanding game plan.
Looking to fan him for the 2nd time tonight. 2-2.
First inning, back against the wall, and attacks that top left corner, switches it to the right-handed batter, top inside corner, both. Locks him up with fastballs on the hands.
Ground ball into the shift, and there's Nunez from shallow right. And Calhoun is 0 for 3. Get excited, America. Dunkin' Go-Tos are here. 2 breakfast sandwiches for $2, $3, or $5. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. Restrictions apply. 1 down Cozart now. He's gone 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. Porcello has locked him up so far. And another strike 1.
Total different player here with Cozart, but what's going on with Stanton up in New York, and always the easy crutch is these guys switching leagues. Cozart being a National League guy with the Cincinnati Reds for 6 straight seasons with the Reds, playing short. So not only is he switching leagues, but he's switching positions, and he's hanging in there doing pretty good. He's got 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's crossed the plate 12 times, so he is holding his own, about a 250 clip. There is an adjustment period, which I have done 2 different times, switching leagues.
2 got jammed big time there. Carson Smith is the man throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. So Rick is closing in on 100. He's at 98 pitches. Certainly looking like it'll be his final inning. Again, the Red Sox getting him runs, and he knows what to do with it. Ground ball routinely hit to Lynn. Vacuums that and gets him. 2 up, 2 down.
You see him really competing right there. He really wants to walk off this mound on his own power.
Tell you what, he looks just like the Rick Porcello who won the Cy Young 2 years ago.
You could argue better.
100th pitch will be a season high. Valbuena in this one has lined to short, and then he dropped down a bunt, and he rips that one to right. Mookie Betts will make the play on a sinking line drive, and Porcello gets them in order in the 6th inning. Tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we have a recap of the key plays of the game. You'll hear from Rick Porcello and Alex Cora. NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people. Rick Porcello getting high fives and handshakes when he came out after 6 innings, exactly 100 pitches, and looking like he's in great shape if the bullpen does its job to go to 4-0 on the young season. And another really strong effort from the right-hander.
Outstanding performance.
Shutout baseball tonight. Martinez leading off here in the 7th. JD with a couple of singles. He's also whiffed, so he's 2 for 3 tonight. Moreland on deck, and then Nunez.
JD Martinez, this isn't a guy you want to drop down 2-0 to. Put him in the driver's seat with a big swing.
High fly, right field, driving back Calhoun at the track and roll, and that one gets out of here. No, you don't want to fall behind on him. That's his 4th home run, and the Red Sox continue to knock it all over Anaheim, and now leads 7-0.
This guy is as professional as it gets, mirroring image of a swing every single time. And this guy's not falling asleep, so do not fall asleep on him. 2-0 count, thinking you're going to get back into the at-bat, get this little heater when we get back in it. Doesn't even matter that it's on the outer half. That's his biggest powers to the right side of the field. Look at that, flipping it out of there.
Went down to get it and drove it out the opposite way. Quiley's had a very nice night with 2 singles and a home run. Not so quiet now, but a long ball in the 7th.
And I tell you too, I knew when he was getting those curveballs at first at bat and he was chasing, he was going to go back to the drawing board, clean the slate like a professional hitter would do, coming back for 3 knocks after chasing those curveballs at bat 1.
So the Red Sox with 8 home runs so far in the first 2 games of the series here. And for Boston, the ball is flying. Not for the Angels, who have run into Red Sox pitching. 7-0.
They have more bunt hits than extra base hits. And this is JD right here. Look at this swing. Granted, it was down. He had to go down, but you see his head stay down. Kids, front side fly open. Head's going to fly open. You're going to be seeing the ball with one eye, your back eye. Head stays down. In a 2-0 count, you think get the head out, pull situation. No. He goes line to line.
So Moreland on with ball 4 as Mitch will reach for the 3rd time in the game. He has 2 RBI singles. And now a walk. And the Red Sox with a 7-0 advantage.
More bunt hits than extra base hits.
Yeah.
Coming in with top 3 in pretty much every single offensive category.
But the Red Sox have shut them down. No runs tonight for the Angels. They had only 1 last night. They've been outscored 17-1 by Boston in the series. And the fastball will miss, according to the home plate ump Jordan Baker. And the Red Sox continue to look like the best team in the game.
Out of all 30. Out of all 30, the best.
Devers on deck.
Goes back to a 2-0 count. See if he stays with that heater. He did kind of pull it there. Might try and go off speed right here after he got his feelings hurt on that curveball or that fastball down the right field line from JD Martinez.
And the right-hander's 2-0 in there for a strike. You look at JD Martinez. The Angels don't want to see him coming anytime soon. Going back to 2015, he's played 20 games against them. 5 home runs. He's hitting around 360. Bounding ball to first. Down to second one, back to first base and in time. So they'll turn the double play. MLB at Bat is your #1 Red Sox app. Customize your experience to catch every moment. In Red Sox home screen icons, features such as game of the day, pitch tracking, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Double play, 2 away. So Devers will bat with the bases empty. Grand slam in the 3rd inning. Which got over the head of Calhoun and over the 8-foot wall here. First base umpire Jerry Lane originally ruled that ball in play. As Cam Bedrosian gets ready, right-hander in the bullpen. And Devers connecting for his 3rd home run of the season. Oh, 1 right through it.
3rd homer of the season. Obviously, homers with guys on base extremely important. Going for the bulk, going for the chunk right there. 15 RBIs sitting on the date where we're at today. 15 RBIs is always a good mark for a month. So again, the house money sitting at 15 right now.
And that'll put him away, strike 3. But the Red Sox add another on the Martinez home run.
Watch this sequence. Fastball up, fastball up, fastball up. Got the boys looking up. See it down, way down, and way down. Wow. 6 punchies, 3 up, 3 down. Elevate up, down. Just like I was talking about where he would have great success if he was able to execute that. Check it out. 6 strikeouts, 0 runs.
Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Boston Red Sox. So Carson Smith is in the ballgame now with the Sox with a big 7-0 lead. But you go back to that first inning for Rick Porcello. He gave up 3 hits, Kinsler, Trout, and Pujols. He had the bases loaded with 1 down. And the whole course of this game could have changed if he made a mistake. He did not. He struck out Upton for 1 of the outs. He put away Calhoun, and then he got Cozart to leave them loaded. He got out of that first unscathed, and the Red Sox have piled up a 7-0 lead since then.
And again, location, location, location. If he did sneak down a little bit, they were able to get that single. But you go all the way to the bottom of the zone to get right in that launch loop. That creates home runs and extra base hits. Where we sit right now, no home runs, no extra base hits.
Some big league pitching in the first inning.
Now, what if I told you, leaving spring training, after Rick Porcello's 4th start, he would have 1 walk?
1 walk, exactly right. and be on the cusp of 4-0. I'd say the Red Sox are pretty darn good. Down the line, Betts, Mookie makes a fine running catch, and he caught it in fair ground. So if he hadn't gotten to it, that's a double for Simmons.
Doesn't stop. There's 2 L's in this game. There's leather, which you just saw, and we've been spoiled enough to see it with the lumber. Leather and lumber. Right here, look at this shoestring. I got it. Carson Smith said, yeah, buddy. I'm not trying to give up their first extra base hit. Thank you, Mookie.
Well, Mookie Betts doing it all here in Anaheim. His 2 hits tonight to boot after 3 home runs last night. That'll bring up Maldonado. One of the things that you have to be impressed with the Red Sox, among many, is the total baseball they're playing. The offense, the pitching, the defense. And maybe it goes without saying, you know, they're going to be 15-2 if they win this ballgame tonight. It goes without saying you've got to play that way if you're going to be 15-2. But for such a long stretch, the Red Sox have done it now. Only 1 loss since the opening day defeat, and a lot of great baseball.
And I tell you what, with the way the starters are going, obviously they have the hand in the ball, they have the control, but I can't help but to go to Dana Lavangi, the new pitching coach, who is one of the smartest baseball minds that I've been around. And what he's doing with these guys, like I'm talking about Porcello, hasn't gained velocity, hasn't made a mechanical change, has just really got him in a nice situation in an unbelievable scouting report, even with David Price. Dana Lavangi is an absolute gem for these guys, and the proof is in the pudding. An interesting thing about Dana Lavangi, this is one of the first, he didn't pitch, so he has a unique eye and a unique look of how to attack hitters. So he's able to get to these guys on an offensive side because he's an ex-catcher back in the day. So Dana taking over, being the captain of the ship on the pitching side, obviously is working out outstanding. What a great hire to promote him to pitching coach.
Here's Kinsler. He's been hit by a pitch and singled a couple of times, 2 for 2. Carson Smith putting away Maldonado on strikes and a high one. Angels with 1 run so far in the series, and they were #1 in offense, not just in the American League, but in the majors in many categories coming into this series. But the Red Sox have shut them down.
They have shut down the Anaheim Angels. Red Sox coming in hot and have not got shut down, have kept that pedal to the metal.
Nobody on, 2 down to 2-0. Angels had won 7 in a row coming into the series. That's going to be down low, and he walked him, so a man on. Tomorrow at 9:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC and Steve will preview tomorrow's matchup between Rodriguez and Tropiano. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
This is an interesting matchup right here. Carson Smith, power sinker, power sinker. Where do sinkers go? Down and in. Which where Trout obviously likes the ball and where the pitching staff has kept it away from. So let's see what he's up to.
Starts him with a breaking ball, a slider in for strike 1. Trout 2 for 3, a pair of singles. Bottom of the 7th in Anaheim. And a mile-high pop-up. Should be caught. Moreland in foul ground, and he's got it. 1 man left. featuring all-wheel drive and 3 rows of seats. Love is now bigger than ever this spring. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Red Sox ahead 7-0, and another pitching change for the Angels. This will be Cam Bedrosian out of the bullpen with a high ERA of 6.75. And he's been very hittable so far, 345 batting average against. As we move to the 8th inning, 7-0 Boston. Sandy Leon's gone 0 for 3 tonight. Mookie Betts has a pair of hits. JD Martinez has 3 and a home run. Mitch Moreland has 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And Rafael Devers has a grand slam, the 4th of the season already for the Red Sox.
Sandy yet to get a hit tonight, probably his last at bat. But I would trade 4 hits any day to put a 0 up in the run column for the Anaheim Angels. He has called an outstanding game. Outstanding game.
And he cuts and misses. Down he goes, strike 3. Let's get out of Guerin.
OB, the Red Sox hosted Little League opening day at Fenway Park today. Over 900 Little Leaguers from across the Commonwealth came out to Fenway Park, walked the warning track, took photos in the dugout, played catch, and spent some quality time with Wally and Tessie. I'm sure it was a very special day for all those kids, guys.
Sounds like a delightful day.
Huh. Boy, do they have a ball club in their backyard to watch.
No kidding. Take a closer look.
See if the next Mookie Betts is out there. So you keep your elbow up. Nice throw. I don't know about the windmill back leg. We can work on it. Change up right there. Short arm change up. He's going to be a catcher.
Topper along the first base line, but foul. Well, you are a coach now as well.
Yes.
In the Arizona system, when you're not doing this.
That was my coaching eye right there. I stay away from the windmill. I stay away from the windmill back leg.
So you're not afraid, kids of any age to, lay down the law, but in a nice way.
Respect the game, play the game right, and everything I say is right.
Don't question Coach Johnny.
Yes.
Under any circumstances. Fouled off the plate by Jackie.
AKA the hit doctor. That's right. Gotta get the kids right.
Jackie looking for that first hit. He's grounded out twice and lined to left. Late here in Southern California. If you're up and watching, thanks so much for staying up late with us. 1-2. Socked the other way down the line. That's a fair ball. He has a chance at 2 bases, and he's going to get there easily. Jackie sauntering into second with a double. So there's that first knock for him tonight.
This is it right here. Ball going up and out. Sinks it a little bit. Jackie keeping his hands inside. Firing it down there, right down the line for another Red Sox extra base hit. To call that a day saver right there. Going to the clubhouse after a dub. Last hit of the day was a knock.
4th double of the season for Jackie. Brings up Zue Lin. He's also in search of that first hit. Just got a text from Steve Lyons. He said, "We're up."
Ooh.
Back in the studio. We're up.
They're up.
Glad to hear that.
What a game to watch. Again.
Well, it's become routine for the Red Sox to pile up early runs and cruise to wins. Maybe doing that again tonight. And you go back to April 7 against Tampa Bay. That was 10-3. April 10th against the Yankees, 14-1. Beat Baltimore 10-3. Beat Anaheim last night 10-1. I mean, running away with a lot of these W's.
Running away is right.
In for a strike.
So you can get Lynn a nice little knock right up the middle. Icing on the cake will be the RBI. hit, runner in scoring position, get you a knock, get you an RBI.
If he can pick up Jackie Bradley, that would make it 8-0. Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox with a 14-2 start, best in the American League since 1987. Last team in baseball to start 14-2 was the 2003 San Francisco Giants, who won 100. And check there, good take, 2-2.
2003 Giants.
Walden getting ready.
Barry Bonds and crew, huh?
Yeah.
Jeff Kent.
They were shocked by the Marlins in the postseason. Would go on to win it all. Jackie Bradley, the runner at second, after ripping a double down the left field line. Here's the 2-2. Coach Goodwin picking that one off at first base.
Even the coaches are making great plays. It's contagious out here.
Well, I don't know about great. Great's probably going a little far.
Stay on me. Stay on me.
Nice effort.
Sure.
It was graceful.
He's an ex-big leaguer of a long time. That should be an easy play for him.
And Bedrosian ready, and the 2-2 to Zue Lin into the dirt.
I mentioned around the 5th, 6th inning, you know the game's a little bit out of hand. Don't throw away these at bats. Zue Lin's doing a great job of that. There's always something on the line when you're in the box.
Sox with 11 hits tonight. 2 of them homers. And lots of smiles in the dugout again. And he won't chase. Did not help him out, and Lynn will take ball 4. Stay on top of the latest Red Sox news with NESN's free text alerts. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. And here comes Mr. Betts again. Well, it's another one of those Mookie games. I mean, 2 hits tonight, 1 an infield hit. He has scored a run. He's also made an outstanding defensive play in right field, at least 1.
We're starting to get used to it, but don't take this for granted. Like we were talking about the history books. This is something special to watch night in and night out.
Hitting .397, which is tops in the majors. He scored another run tonight. He leads the majors in runs. Moving up the charts in a lot of categories in the American League. Here's the 0-1. Popped up off first base, drifting, and Valbuena watched that one go into the box seats. 0-2. Blake Swihart is on deck. And he would hit in Hanley's spot. Hanley doubled. He went 1 for 4 and scored twice.
Nice move right here too with Alex talking about last night with Brock getting guys in, continuing to keep guys fresh. Situations like this, Hanley's obviously good. Get the bench, keep these guys engaged.
Yep. Keep them connected and contributing.
Because at some point for 10 to 14 days, all your bench guys are going to have 10 to 14 days where they must have impact on the season. And if they go into it with low amount of at-bats, haven't had an at-bat 5, 8, 10 days, can be tough. Getting these pinch hits here and there when needed should keep you fresh.
First and second, one away. And Mookie hits a mile-high pop-up into left center. Trout moving over. Simmons going out, and it's going to fall in. Upton didn't get there. The throw into second, though, will force Lynn. And they're going to be safe on the corners, but it did fall in and kind of butchered out there by the outfield and Simmons.
I mean, when you're hot, you're hot. It did not touch a glove, so technically that's got to go as a hit. Full-blown whiff, should have caught it in the big leagues 100%. If it doesn't touch your glove, it's got to be a hit. Let's see how they score it.
So first and third now, Blake Swihart being announced as he hits in Hanley Ramirez spot in the order, which is the number 2 spot. Blake getting his first at bat. Martinez on deck.
Total rock chomper move on my part, begging, trying to get Mookie a hit. Obviously Upton throwing the ball to second for the force out, turns it into a fielder's choice. But I tried.
Begging for that third one.
Gosh.
That third knock of the night. They were alert enough to get an out, and that'll be on the corner for a called strike. Red Sox with a commanding 7-0 lead. And Blake trying to chip in now. He does have 1 RBI on the year. Jackie Bradley advancing to third. As Lynn was put out at second, Betts becomes the runner at first. And the 0-1. Sox got a run in the first, 5 in the third, another run in the 7th inning on the home run by JD Martinez.
Yeah, they went to sleep on JD on that 2-0 count, thinking he was just going to see another pitch, but they were wrong.
And Bedrosian from the set. Here's the 0-2. And he puts him away. Strike 3. 13 Red Sox world champs, game 17. Red Sox ended their 7-game winning streak, losing to Kansas City 4-2. Salvador Perez had a 2-run single in the 4th inning. That was the difference in that game.
Yeah, I don't know why we need to bring that up.
An amazingly consistent ball club. 2013 Red Sox. I don't think lost more than 3 consecutive games all season.
That's a fact.
Marcus Walden out of the bullpen now. A 7-0 Boston lead.
Like we were talking about getting Swihart in, it's good to get these guys in too with some innings, some pitches, get their pitch count going, work on their stuff. Did a good job last night. Back to back.
They will appeal, and that's a swing and a miss on Upton, who's gone 0 for 3.
And you can start to see a little frustration on these guys' faces. Obviously, Upton dropping that ball. You got Trout with gold, Simmons with platinum, and Jay up and left, and it falls in between them all. Check swing right there. Starting to get to him.
And the 0-2 from Walden. And did he hold up? He did on that occasion. 1-2. Walden finished last night's win with a perfect 9th inning. Just 9 pitches. Made his first career opening day roster. And made his major league debut on April the 1st at Tampa Bay. And a 5-day stint in the majors with Toronto back in 2014, but he never got into a game.
Keep finishing the innings off in the big leagues with 9 pitches. We'll have a couple more opening days.
Two on the way. Well, not a bad crowd here tonight in Southern California, but it is thinned out considerably. I would imagine a lot more Red Sox fans are left, looking to celebrate a win here tonight, should that come to pass, and the Red Sox are in very good shape to make that happen, leading 7-0.
Another arm getting ready. Middleton. They still got 3 outs to cover. Top 9s. Bring in another.
Yep. Keenan Middleton. Here comes the 2-2. And he fouls it straight back. Albert Pujols on deck.
How about the rocks in center field? What a great view, huh? Running water throughout the whole game.
But what do you think of the rock pile?
It is a rock pile. I mean, what goes on up there?
It's very Disney-esque, isn't it?
That is a fact.
And that's in there. Caught him looking at 94 to strike him out.
Just looking at the waterfall. Didn't see it coming.
It is mesmerizing.
And this is it. This is about as good as a pitch as you're going to see, especially with 2 strikes. Can't take that one.
Albert tonight 1 for 3, a single in the 1st inning. I really think that was the single most important moment of the game after he singled that loaded the bases with 1 down. And Rick Porcello could have caved in there and given up a couple of runs. It could have gone right off the rails. He refused to let that happen. He struck out Calhoun and Cozart back to back to get out of it.
I mean, when you have the line that he has at the end of the game, you really don't think that his back was ever against the wall. His back was against the wall right out of the gate. Put that fire out and just rode that horse all the way throughout the 6th.
Fouled out of play by Albert. Red Sox would score a run in the 1st inning, 5 more in the 3rd, a run in the 7th to lead it 7-0. offense continues to pour across runs. Have been averaging over 8 runs a game the last 10.
Got 0-2 on Upton. Here sits 0-2 on Albert. He's coming out firing strikes.
Lunging, he popped it up. Nunez into right. 2 down. And Calhoun will be next. Only 6 hits up there for the Angels. After the Red Sox beat them up last night 10-1. If the Red Sox win this one tonight, they will have won 6 consecutive series.
Yeah, like they mentioned, man, their head is down. Not trying to win series, not trying to worry about anything but the out that is at hand, the inning that is at hand. Nothing more important than 9 innings that are at hand. Not looking too far down the road. If you're walking around that clubhouse, you will see the eye is on the prize, but that's way down the road. These guys are building an identity. 2 3-headed monster right now. Offense, defense, bullpen. Putting a lot of good things together.
As mentioned, the Red Sox will be heading on to face Oakland, taking on the A's in Northern California for 3 games, and then it's on to Toronto after that. And when the Red Sox come home, it'll be against Tampa Bay and Kansas City in their first strike. On Calhoun. And that'll take the Red Sox into the month of May. So a long way to go on this trip yet, but it has started off in terrific fashion. And a 1-2. Ground ball, Devers to charge from the dirt, flips it on and retires the side. It's a 1-2-3. T-Mobile, the best network for streaming baseball, because your stadium should be where you make it. Sox in the lead here to the 9th inning, 7-0. Keenan Middleton, a right-hander, to make an appearance. Last year's 64 appearances from Mike Scioscia's team, went 6-1 with a 3.86 ERA. And Craig Kimbrell, needing to get some work in, is throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. Craig last pitched on the 15th against Baltimore. So Alex Cora trying to keep him fresh. Is JD Martinez, who's had a really fine night with 3 hits, a home run, 2 runs. He has 1 RBI.
Really filling up the stat sheet, a little bit of everything.
Came into the ball game number 6 in the American League in RBIs, and he's added another. And Middleton with the 0-1, right past everybody. Back to the home run swing.
Watch his head stay down. This is so impressive. Boom, head staying down, almost like he's driving a golf ball. Really impressive to go the opposite way on a hitter's count, 2-0. 2-0, you're thinking getting the head out, power position. You obviously have the most power going down your pull side, which would be left field for him. For him to take a 2-0 pitch down and shoot it to right.
Called a strike there, and he wasn't thrilled by it, and he has good reason not to be thrilled.
He was asking if he has dinner reservations. That's what JD was asking.
It's a late dinner even by Southern California standards.
Correct.
One, 2. Middleton, a guy who can bring it. 95-mile-an-hour fastball there. How about the hair?
It's there. It's matching, at least. That's what he was going for. He nailed it. Still red. Can't imagine red hairs on his driver's license. He was born with, but
Angel red. And a 1-2. Left it up top.
it's also matching his red glove.
Mitch Moreland on deck. Mitch also had a good night with a couple of run-scoring singles to help the Red Sox cause early on when they were piling up a 7-0 lead. 2-2. Fouls that away. Protective swing on a slider. Well, it's got a great ring to it. Red Sox win tonight, and they're 15-2 through the first 17 games.
That's a lot of winning baseball.
I mean, to already at the end of the night potentially be 13 over 500. And you know, you're in the middle of April, and you've still got a lot of baseball to go on this trip. But I mean, there's plenty of wins potentially if they continue to play like this.
But just building that identity the first month and winning baseball and how they're winning, multiple offensive runs, and then donuts on the other side on the pitching side.
A long at bat here for JD.
JD's not taking this at bat off. He had to turn around and remind the umpire, I don't take any at bats off, so keep it on the plate. This guy's a competitor. What a sign.
Well, here comes the 9th pitch of the at bat, the 3-2. And up the middle and a base hit. He's got a 4-hit game. And really, his best at bat of the night was this one.
You're exactly right. 7-0 lead, top 9th, no outs. The guy's throwing 95 to 97 miles per hour. Throws him a 3-2 slider. Head down, stays on it, shoves it up the middle for a knock. Remember that strikeout in the first inning when he was going to go back and clean the slate? Guess what he did? Backed it with multiple hits coming after that.
Yep. Since then, single, single, home run, single. And here comes Moreland. He's got 2 for 3. There's a deep drive. He hopped all over it down the line. And that ball is gone. Mitch Moreland with a big night. The Red Sox once again running roughshod over an opponent. For Mitch, his first home run of the season as he tattoos it down the right field line for a 2-run shot.
Mitch Moreland checking in right now, letting the people know he's not a singles hitter. Said, I got popped too, JD Martinez. I was just getting warmed up with my single to right, with my single to left. Got a walk. 0-0 fastball up, sitting dead red, bat flip. What's the hurry when you know it's gone? What's the hurry when you know it's gone with that swing? Look at it, it's impeccable right there. Back-to-back great swings.
So the Sox jump out in front 9-0. They have outscored the Angels 19-1 in Anaheim so far. Mitch Moreland with a 4 RBI game. Nunez fouls that one away. So the Sox with 3 home runs tonight after 6 last night.
Yep.
And this place is playing pretty small for Boston.
Again, Alex Cora pushing the right buttons. Again with Brock Holt. You know, again with this lineup today. I mean, it's to the point where you can just pick out of a hat. Bench guys are doing work. Both catchers are in the process of catching shutouts back-to-back days. One with Vasquez, one with Sandy. Starting pitching. Woof. It's not snowing. It's not raining.
And isn't that wonderful? It doesn't seem to matter what the weather's doing at all around the Boston Red Sox as Nunez goes down. And that's the first out in the 9th inning. All kinds of weather and all comers for the Red Sox. Mitch Moreland getting in there as the cleanup man tonight. He cleaned up, didn't he?
Oh boy.
4 RBIs, 3 hits. JD Martinez with 4 hits. With a 3 and 4 in the Red Sox batting order. And of course you get to the number 6 man in Devers, and he drove in 4 with 1 swing in the 3rd inning.
The only guy who hasn't reached base is Sandy, but we're going to take it. If he throws up zeros all the way through the first 8, chances are you can get a 0 with Craig.
I don't think the word impressive quite covers what the Red Sox are doing. Powering their way to what looks like it'll be a 15-2 record.
And again, don't take any of this for granted. That's why we keep bringing up history of the game, and it hasn't been done since this date. It hasn't been done. This is extremely difficult what these guys are doing.
Red Sox took 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, then swept Baltimore, and now against a very, very good Angels team, they're beating them up in their own ballpark. Pop foul out of play by Devers. Ten runs last night, 9 runs tonight. Sox have hit 9 home runs in 2 games.
We got 1 out. They're not done. They got a couple more cracks at this.
Middleton with a 2-2. It bounces up there. Inning began with a JD Martinez outstanding at bat. What, 9 pitches and earned that single.
9 pitches, fought off some fastballs, laid off some tight sliders. Under no circumstance should you be up 7 runs in the top of the 9th and throw a 3-2 slider. That'd be the last thing you think a hitter would be looking for. Just challenge him, get it over with. He threw it and JD was on it. It was impressive.
Hard hit. That's a fair ball. That one ate up Valbuena down the line. It'll kick back to Calhoun, and that'll be 2 bases. Another extra base hit for Devers. A rocket for a double.
And this is it right here. Devers obviously ready in a 2-2 count. Had him in the hole, go slider down and in. We've been talking about the Red Sox batter staying up in the zone above the belt, so we don't create that. Hence the 0 extra base hit so far for Anaheim, and then just tack another one on for the Sox.
6 doubles for Rafael. Sandy Leon now. He'll take another whack at that first hit of the ball game. He's gone 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts. He's flied to left, and he's grounded to first. Only one out. Red Sox are trying to get to 10 runs for the second night in a row here. They have 14 hits. Home runs by Devers, Martinez, and Moreland.
And a bunch of them last night. We're seeing the balls just fly out of here.
By the Red Sox.
By the Red Sox.
Certainly not by the Angels.
No. David Price and Porcello had something to say about that.
0-1. And across for a strike. It really doesn't seem to matter too much who is in the lineup on a given night. Red Sox are pouring in the runs.
They sure are. The lineup is just so deep, and there's power 1 through 9, and the power guys also can hit for average. You're starting to see these guys now hitting like 210, 220, 35, 40 home runs. Launch angle guys, this and that. To be able to hit at a 300 clip with power, to have multiple of those players. Some sort of team they assembled here this year.
1-2. The Red Sox came into this ball game tonight with a staff ERA of 2.82, in minuscule before all of these zeros against the Angels. We gave you all the numbers, how well Anaheim, how well the Angels were swinging the bat coming into the series. They'd won 7 in a row. They have been totally shut down by the Boston staff. One, two, and moved it back. Jackie Bradley on deck. Dave Dombrowski alongside Tony La Russa, certainly enjoying the festivities here in Southern California.
Some sort of team that's been assembled, along with the brand new coaching staff they brought in. Wow, how fast that adjustment happened.
Inside ball 3. I think a lot of people looked at all of those games the Red Sox won in spring training and said, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. But I have always thought that getting into the habit of shaking hands at spring training means something.
You are exactly right. One of the first things I said, if this game didn't count, we wouldn't play it.
Leon down hacking, and there are 2 away for the Sox, 2 runs in this inning. He certainly got used to that feeling of winning as a team in the spring, and some may say it means nothing, but I'll never believe that.
Don't believe it.
Jackie Bradley with a 1 for 4 game going with a double. Still has a chance to drive in a run. Jackie had a big night last night as he went 3 for 5 with a homer, drove in 2. Sitting 364 his last 8 games. 9-0 Red Sox. Rafael Devers at second, and the 0-1 is inside.
We're talking Walden coming in last night, 9-pitch inning, getting his work in, game's out of control. Game's out of control on their end too. This is going to be his 30th pitch of the inning.
Shot to right, driving back Calhoun. He's there to make the catch onto the warning track. Boy, the Red Sox, even a lot of the outs tonight have been rockets like that. Rick Porcello, he can pick up another win tonight. He was once again just outstanding, particularly in that first inning when the whole game could have changed, and he refused to let it. 6 strikeouts, 3 of them came in the first inning and 2 with the bases loaded. He went 6 strong. Moreland's had a big night. Devers with the grand slam. Red Sox already with 4 grand slams. And the need to get Craig Kimbrell some work will bring the closer in despite a 9-0 lead. Has not worked since the 15th.
As soon as you think you can't get any better, you get to watch Craig.
Yeah, an added bonus for Sox fans at this late hour. 1 pitch and a ground ball to Devers. And fast out on the way.
And I tell you, as much confidence as we have in Craig, this is always making your heart go pitter patter for the manager. This is the worst case scenario when you're trying to get your guy work and they ended up letting those runs in. And we've seen some problems with that. He's got to get his work in, but it's just so unfortunate with the closer situation and the mindset where you're not going for the save. When he gets out of this game, Cora takes a huge deep breath.
Well, the early part of the schedule, the Red Sox were playing nothing but close games. But for a long stretch now, none of them are close. So he's not been required very much. 1 gone. Valbuena in this one has gone 1 for 3, bunted for a hit back in the 4th inning. Last 5 1/3 innings, the Angels have just 2 hits, including his bunt, and the other hit was an infield hit. So that's how little damage they've done against the Red Sox staff tonight.
Wow. That's just not an average offensive squad over there. We lined it up game 1 before it even started. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 throughout the whole league.
1-1 will miss at 96. 9 runs, 14 hits for the Sox, no runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Angels. We've been outscored 19-1. Fly ball center field. Jackie Bradley still backing up, but he's there to make the play. And there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th.
Obviously, Craig coming in to get a little work, get a feel for his pitches. Pounded the fastball first at bat. All those fastballs right here. Let's see if he gets a feel for that spin right here and throw him a slider.
So the Red Sox 1 out away from another winning streak, which would make it 6 in a row. Franchise best 15-2 record with the victory. That just continues to grow and grow. And more people writing about the 2018 Red Sox that they are the best team in the game.
You're seeing a lot of good stuff, and I think you'd have to come up with a pretty big argument for a team to take over what these guys are showing this year.
Pop-up foul out of play. I'm sure every member of the Red Sox would say the same thing. You've got to give your due respect to the Houston Astros. They're the reigning world champs. This Angel team is a very good ball club, even though the Red Sox have handled them pretty easily the first 2 games. Obviously, lots of talk about the Yankees. Red Sox have already beaten them in the first series of the year, but you know that's going to be a great season series. But the Red Sox are just pummeling people.
There's that slider for a strike. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in Houston is the team to beat. Boxing rules. They have the belt right now. But best team right now, got to go with the Red Sox.
And a 1-2 from Kimbrell.
getting a good feel for that slider right there. Threw one for a strike, one for a chase. 2 options, every single coordinate of the strike zone. Up and in, down and in, up and out, down and out. In the driver's seat.
Trying to make Andrelton Simmons the last hitter of the ball game. Here's the 2-2 from the Red Sox closer. And a ground ball. Zue Lin will handle that. And the Red Sox win again. And tonight, here in Southern California, a dominating shutout, 9-0 over the Angels. That means the Red Sox have won the series regardless of what happens tomorrow. As you see there, 15-2 with a manager in his first season with the ball club, the second major league team since 1900 to do that. And TC, another winning streak. It's now 6 in a row.